What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports, and this is episode number 30 of your sports sponsorship tip of the week. "30 episodes in. I hope everybody's enjoyed the content. Again, my goal is to bring you tactical tips that allow you to be able to drive new revenue in this new world. When we started this, we never thought we'd be in a pandemic, shut down, no fans in stadium, but I'm glad we got this going because we can really shift toward those goals to be able to help you out, to help you connect fans with sponsors. And this week is a prime example of this. So the sponsorship tip of the week is this. As we know, fans, for the most part, are going to be watching from home and engaging with your games via television. That's going to be on Fox, CBS, ESPN, whatever that may be, right? The problem there, though, is you don't control the commercials they see. You may control the signage that's around there a little bit, but you're not controlling a lot of the sponsorship assets that you need. And remember, you're trying to make up the assets that you lost by not having fans inside the stadium and having games postponed. So the tip of the week is this. There's two ways you could go about it, but what I would like you to do is think about your game day. Think about the segments or parts within your game day that you usually sponsor and activate with. Remember, on television, that's going to be a commercial, and find ways that you're going to pull that fan back into that experience. There's two ways I see to do this. The first way is if you have a mobile app with high amount of people opted into push notifications, send them push notifications based on the game day for different activations. An example, if you did a pregame and you did something with us on a scratch and win, which we're getting into a lot with our clients on what this looks like. But if it's a pregame scratch and win, sending a push notification to say, hey fans, as you're tuning in, getting ready for the game, make sure you play pregame scratch and win right now. It ends during puck drop, right? What we're doing is we're pulling that fan back in. We're putting them back into our world with our sponsors and re-engaging them on our turf, right? And we're doing this through the phone on the mobile app. So whether that's that, you're doing a halftime thing, a trivia game at halftime, maybe you're doing a sweepstakes contest, enter to win at the end of the third quarter, even as far down as after a goal is scored, let's say in the NHL, and there's always that commercial break, after a goal is scored, what are you doing to pull that fan in? Because that's when the commercials come on. So if you have a mobile app with a high amount of push notifications, do that. If you don't, and even if you do, I would kind of push toward this as well. I would set up a texting program where fans can text and opt in to messages with behind the scenes content, sweepstakes, activations, and contests from you throughout the game. The nice thing about the text part is they're opting into it. They're saying yes to it, right? They know what they're getting. Even if you do 5 text messages during the game, they know they're getting that content, and they're much more likely to embrace that as opposed to some people might turn off push notifications if you do too many for them. But the key thing there is that plus, text messages get a high amount of open rates. And it allows you, again, to pull them back into your realm, into your domain as you're going through this, and getting them back ingrained with your sponsors. Again, we can't do a halftime trick shot, right? That's a sponsorable asset we have to go replace. How do we do that on our platforms? But I don't, the thing here is I don't think we can rely on that our fans are going to be tuned into our Twitter feed to be able to engage like this, right? I think that we can't just say, hey, we posted it on our Twitter and fans will engage. Let's give them the opportunity to say yes, I want to engage with this other content that's coming from my team, not from the television program. And we can build assets and build activations within that and pull them in through a text message that goes out, much as we would with the scoreboard coming up and saying, a scoreboard popping up and saying, hey fans, make sure you tune in on this half-court shot. So that's the tip of the week. Get a sponsorship, sort of plan for those breaks in the games. We've talked about this on other tips of the week, but basically plan out your game, those breaks in the games, and say, hey, look, I want to be able to, at 5 points during the game, be able to send a text message with a new, fun, engaging thing, whether it's behind-the-scenes content, whether it's a contest, and be able to do that every game. Your sponsors are going to love that because it's, again, pulling them into their domain and having them engage with that. And also, I think you're just going to get higher engagement numbers. As people are saying, yes, I want to engage with this, so they're opting into it, so you're going to get higher engagement numbers. So that's the tip of the week this week. Plan out your game. Think about 5 times, let's call it breaks in the games, that you can really add in a sponsorship activation that, of course, will be digital. And then you can just pretty much schedule that every game as something that's going to push into there. Bring that to your sponsors and show them that you can help them help make good on their spend, even though fans aren't in the stadium, to be able to re-up that asset and keep them happy. So that's the tip of the week this week. Again, our goal, let's make up that $17 billion that we lost. This is an activation that helps do that. It's easy. It'll cost you, maybe $30 a month on the texting side, depending on how many people opt in. Really easy to engage, high engagement rate. And again, our goal is to bring the value to a sponsor as much as we can without fans in the stadium. Thanks everybody for tuning into this week. We're 30 episodes in. We'll do another 30 more. Again, my goal is to help bring value to you all on the sponsorship side. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, keep pushing those limits within sports sponsorship.